Welcome to the Unofficial Sex Therapist,
where we dive deep into the world of intimate relationships and explore topics related to sex, sexuality, communication, and personal growth. Join us as we navigate through the complexities of human intimacy and provide insights, real experiences, advice, and expert interviews.
Whether you're seeking guidance or simply curious about the fascinating realm of sex, our podcast offers a safe and non-judgmental space for exploration and education.
Tune in and let's embark on a journey towards a healthier, fun, and more fulfilling sexual life.
What up, everybody? Thanks for joining us tonight on this Wednesday night. I'm your host, Tiffany Campbell, for the Unofficial Sex Therapist. Tonight, I actually have some brand new guests because I know last couple of weeks we did a round two of the same guests from episode 1 and 2. Tonight, that's joining me tonight. We have Selena, we have Elle.
What's up?
And we have Ebony. Well, they got the E's, the S's and the E's. How you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Great. Thank you guys for coming out.
Tonight's
topic for the night is actually we're going to be deep diving into polyamory. I can once say that, polyamory is like, they say, what's poly? So poly has many different versions. And I'm not poly, so I can honestly say that. I know people that are. I know there's always questions about, okay, well, what's the difference between poly? What's the difference between polyamory? And what's the other one when you're actually married? Polygamy. Polygamy. And so my whole purpose for having these guys on is to have a different perspective so you guys can kind of understand that there are different layers to it, depending on what type of relationship. I just learned something new yesterday, such as a solo poly. I was like, what the hell is a solo poly?
I just learned that too.
You did?
Yes.
So you're considered solo poly now?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I guess one of the first things I want to start off with is how many different variations of poly is it? I don't know if you're able to speak to it in terms of, because I get confused because I've heard stuff and I'd be like, okay, well, what's that? Well, what's that? So if you can kind of explain a little bit.
Be happy to. So polyamory is a catch-all term for any relationship that involves more than two people, whether it's two men and a woman, two women and a man, a polycule, which is a group of people.
Polycule?
A polycule. That's more than
that?
Polycule.
Okay.
So that's more than 3 people in a relationship.
So it's like if you have 4 people?
4, 5, 6, 10. You could be a whole community that's like a whole village that's interchangeable.
Okay. So say for instance, a husband and wife is married,
right?
And if the woman has relationships with other men,
right,
and he has relationships with other women, is that the same thing?
That could be a polycule. That could be just general polyamory. There's this thing called relationship anarchy, which is basically what people consider an open relationship, where there are no definitive rules for how you make other connections.
Mm-hmm.
There's basically anytime you have more than 2 people involved, it's going to be some form of poly. So your basic forms that most people are most familiar with, of course, is polygamy, which is 1 man, 2 women. Then you have polyandry, which is 1 woman, 2 men.
Okay.
And variations on both of those depends on if everybody is intimate and in a relationship with each other, or if do you have such a thing as kitchen table poly, where everybody's
the kitchen table?
Yeah, they call it kitchen table because everybody's able to sit around the table together and communicate as a family. Then you have parallel poly. So I could be in a relationship with this lovely young lady, and we have a whole separate thing. And then me and her have a whole separate thing on the other side, possibly. That would be parallel. They never have to interact.
Everyone knows about everyone.
Right. Everybody knows about everybody. Or you may not know her specifically. You would know that I have another relationship, but that may be all you want to know. The thing that people get really confused about poly when they're talking about this versus what we call traditional monogamy is they act like it's some very big deviation. But if you really break it down to its essence, in every relationship, we make up the rules. Your marriage is not going to look like anybody else's marriage down the street.
All right.
No matter, even if y'all are both quote unquote monogamous, y'all will have some wrinkles, some variations that make your situation completely unique. And it poly is the same thing. There's no hard and fast rules. And I think people overcomplicate it because they feel like this is some like secret society or something.
It's rigid.
But as people from the African diaspora, this is our heritage. You know, monogamy was not our natural state because we come from a place where men were scarce and women weren't allowed to be breadwinners.
Mhm.
So if a woman became widowed, she was homeless, jobless, her children might starve to death, and it was actually behooved the brother was behooved to take on that his
Wow.
brother's wife as his wife.
How?
You had to. It was disgraceful for you to let your brother's wife, who your brother died, and you let his wife be starving and in the street or be a prostitute or
Especially
begging.
if they have kids.
If they had kids, especially. So you as a man were expected to, and it was shame on your family if you didn't take your brother's wife and make her your wife.
So then what would happen if the brother was already married?
He had 2 wives, hence
Okay.
polyamory.
Wow. So what makes because I mean I for me I feel like just over the past maybe 5 years I've seen more of the more poly situations pop up versus where people 10, 15, 20 years ago it was swingers, a lifestyle.
Right.
So what's the difference between someone being a swinger and I'm not just talking about just people that's going to parties to have sex or whatever,
Mhm.
because you do have people that have been in a lifestyle that have had relationships or
Right.
exclusive relationships with maybe one person or something, and
Right.
they still were in the considered as lifestyle, but they wouldn't back then, they weren't labeling themselves as poly.
Poly.
Versus now everybody is kind of, I don't want to say glorifying poly,
It's
but
trendy.
it's kind of it's to me it seems like it's more trendy
Yeah.
to just say, hey, I'm not a swinger, I'm poly, or whatever. So
It's respectability politics. People feel like if I say, oh, me and her in a relationship, that's more respectable.
mhm.
Whereas if I say me and her just fucking and I got a wife,
Yeah.
that's not as
I
respectable.
have a question.
Yeah.
If you but being in a poly relationship, are you saying that you need more than one person to satisfy you mentally, physically, or why are you in a poly relationship?
Okay.
What makes you a poly?
Okay, so there's 2 ways to answer that. First, what makes you monogamous? It's like, why do you, would you have to explain why you only want one person? If everybody's been in love with 2 people, I don't care who you are, there's been a time that you've seen 2 people that you were attracted to, and society told you that you have to make a choice or otherwise you're a bad person. I don't have those moral complexity to feel like makes me a bad person.
But still, what do you need 2 people to satisfy you at all times? That's why I'm
Okay.
asking.
Well, I don't think relationships should be based on need, first of all.
Mm.
I think that we are all complete works. You should be a whole person unto yourself. You should be a whole person unto yourself.
Absolutely.
People always say marriages are 50-50. That's a terrible marriage if it's 50-50. That means y'all are both half people. We need the marriages to be 100-100, and the synergy between us makes us 300, not 200. So the real answer to the question you're asking, though, is I think that it's unfair to expect somebody, and it's a common expectation, but it's really unfair to believe that somebody else is going to match you in every single facet of who you are so completely that there's nobody who could fit better in any of those slots. I might be with a woman who intellectually, her and I are perfectly compatible, but she may have the world's lowest sex drive, or she may be the world's most awful cook, and I love gourmet food. So should I only eat her terrible food for the rest of my life just because that means I'm loyal to her? Or if she's accepting and I'm accepting of it, can I have a wife who's a gourmet chef who may not be as intellectually astute as she is? So now I've got all my needs met. I've been honest with everybody, and I'm attentive to both of them. So we're all happy.
And so that's another thing I want to bring up too, is because in my mind, when I think of poly, I think of community, right?
Right.
And I think of building, you
Absolutely.
know, it's not just, strictly about sex.
Absolutely not.
It's about, what are your goals?
Mhm.
What do you aspire to do? And all of us coming together and saying, okay, hey, we want to build a legacy, and it's
There you
coming
go.
together as a family. Now, I've had conversations with other people. They don't have that type of dynamic. They may have two other, a guy may have two women. They all have their own separate
Right.
households, and they basically see each other, whenever they can.
Right.
He spends time with one, he spends time with the other,
Mm.
but there's no conversation about building. And to me, I just think that they're just being just regular swingers. I mean,
Right.
I just don't, I just, it's hard for me to just say that. It's hard for me in my mind to say that they're poly, because to me, I think traditionally poly was meant to be about community.
Right. You're talking about more lofty goals for what
Yeah, because I mean,
members
I'm
of the
like,
public.
shoot, if I'm gonna be in that type of, if I'm gonna call myself poly and I'm gonna agree to this, we all finna come to the table and say, hey, we're gonna go over finances, who's,
Right.
what bills we all need to be paying. We need to be setting up some life insurance policies.
Right. Absolutely.
You know,
And that could
uh,
be your why. But you got to remember, a lot of
Close
people,
to me sounds
a
good.
lot of people
Mhm.
just, I like her and I like you too. It could be just as simple as that either. Also, you
But
know,
some people are in an unofficial poly relationship
a lot
because
of people.
I think everyone is, because I think, like, like if you walk, like you sitting next to me, you smell good, and you
Thank you.
like, ooh, it's just piqued my interest. It's like now I'm like, I desire, now I want or need, I desire to see what it tastes like or what it smell like, because if you wear, you have to do a triple take, like, what is that
What
he
is that?
wearing? It just wake you up. You like, oh, and does that make
Mm.
me poly? Because I'm curious. Like, now I got a man at
No.
home, so
Right.
it doesn't make me poly because I'm curious. Like, and then just because of the way you smell, it's like, oh, you feel
That
like,
means you just attracted to him.
right? Does that
Right.
make me poly?
No.
I
Now
mean,
it depends on
like,
what you do after that.
Yeah. And does your husband know?
Right.
so you can go home and tell your husband, oh, this man was in the store. Oh,
Then it
he
don't make you
smells
poly.
so good. And it'd be
Right.
like, why you come home and tell me that? Was you interested in him? It's like, just because of the way he smelled, it's like, it piqued my interest. I have five senses. Some people have six. And it's like,
So,
it's an interest,
so for me, I feel like
Is that poly curious?
I feel like that's everybody though. I feel like no
Absolutely.
matter how much you love your primary partner, you're not, unless you go blind, deaf, and dumb. As soon as you get that ring on your finger, you're gonna see somebody else attractive. You're gonna be attracted to somebody. You got your, how many people
you
got
gotta
a work
work with somebody.
husband
Yeah, you
or
gotta
work
somebody,
wife?
right? I was getting ready to bring that
There
up.
you go. Everybody's got that.
Because
You've got that
especially
relationship.
with somebody on your job, if you're spending a lot of quality time with
Right.
that person,
It's
you're
a slippery
gonna.
slope.
You're only not smashing because then you gotta get a divorce and give up half your shit.
It's a
That's
very
the only reason
slippery
y'all
slope.
ain't messing around.
Yeah, it is. It is. So, El, answer this question for me. What made you decide? Because I know you just didn't wake up one day and said, "I want to go from being monogamous to being poly." What was it? What was the turning point? What actually made you decide?
Monogamy always felt dishonest because monogamy felt like I was saying to some woman that you're the only woman I'm interested in, and that is a out and out lie. And once I got divorced from my first marriage, um, I explored that idea of, hey, but I was raised by women. I love women, and I know a lot of men say they love women. Generally, they mean they love pussy. I actually love women. I love y'all's minds. I love that y'all have deeper, richer conversations than men. I can only talk about who won the basketball game last night for so goddamn long, and who got a fat ass for so many goddamn minutes before I'm infinitely bored.
Right.
So women are my friends. If I'm with a woman, she's never gonna have to worry about me being out with the fellas for the night because I don't have no fellas.
So does that? But I'm sorry, but does that consider you being a hoe?
Some people would call me that probably, but
Do you think that? Or
no,
you just feel your
I'm sexually liberated,
Mm.
and I feel like we get one spin around this whole watery rock that's floating through space. So make the most of it. Nobody's come back and told me any different. So until somebody comes and tells me what the afterlife is about, I'm gonna do the best life I can. I'm
Okay,
So I am probably curious.
okay.
It seems like it's hard because you have to be mentally healthy. We kind of touched on that.
Definitely.
To be able to, for it to work
For it to work properly, yeah.
and to
But
be,
I would say that
share.
I would say that about
Yeah.
I'd say that about any relationship though, that mental health is important. If you're broken,
you can't.
what happens when you take broken people and put them in situations where they're relying on somebody else? They're looking to be made whole by that person, and that's an unfair standard for any relationship.
Yeah.
And
Big
if you have a
expectation.
gaping hole in you, I
Mhm.
don't care how many people you throw in that hole, it's a black hole. This is going to eat them, and you're going to still be hungry. You're going to still have that need.
Like it sounds perfect, but does it work?
It can work. People have to be like-minded. But like once again, like I said, this is no different than monogamy. It's just monogamy with extra pieces. We all have to be in alignment on the same page. You know, if you want to be biblical, be equally yoked. You know,
Yes. Yeah.
you know, you don't want to go, hey, me and my partner both are CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, and our other partner's a stripper. You know, that's gonna be a real janky setup. You know?
Okay, L. So also being a poly, does that give you the option? Like, okay, so you saying you sexually liberated, right?
Right.
So it's like, okay, well, since you love women, so does it give you the options like, oh, because I'm poly, I'm tired of her. I'm finna switch up because I'm poly. I have a right to do that. Is that what you're
If-
saying? Also,
If you're tired of her, you shouldn't have been in a relationship with her. If somebody that you're
But
gonna
you
get
don't.
tired of,
But
You
I
don't
mean,
start
but
off with
but
that.
think about it again, because you're not. I mean,
the commitment is there still.
the commitment is there, but you don't necessarily that person have a ring on there, so they don't have marriage to say that
It might
a
be.
piece of paper in some aspects, but in the aspects where they're not legally married or there's no legal ties to that person, you know, after a few years, you know, y'all not getting along, you know, that person you could be say, hey, it's not working out.
Guess what? If a piece of paper is and a ring is the only thing that's keeping you tied to me, mama, be free. You don't love me enough if that's all that's keeping you here. If you're just a contract away from being free, single again, then you single now.
but you didn't answer the question.
Okay,
'Cause that
so-
gives you the right to bounce around.
No.
You got a friendly
Well,
dick.
damn.
I'm just asking the question
Yeah,
because
You
people
say
call me
friendly
home.
dick.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
friendly. It's friendly. If you get tired,
Okay.
you get to switch up at your because you said you're a poly and liberated.
Some people do use it that way. Some people use it.
I'm
that way.
asking
I'm gonna be honest. Some people manipulate that, especially with, like we said, poly becoming so trendy now.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are just hoes who are using that as a label to give themselves legitimacy.
I agree.
I agree too.
You know?
That's
But-
swinging too.
But you know, it's just because I'm having sex with somebody, that's being a swinger. You know, like, so I'm complicated because I'm not only poly, I'm also lifestyle swinger or whatever. I'm also into BDSM. So
Oh wow,
Wow,
yeah.
you checking off somebody's boxes.
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding.
So
ding.
it's so each one of those is its own individual unique dynamic. And so if I meet a woman, I need to know where you want to be in this. Where on this spectrum, where do you want to fit in here?
So what if she says I don't want any of it?
Then
You're cool.
have a great day.
Okay.
Next.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Deal
So you,
breaker.
get to, you have an option. You have a lot of options.
Like I said before we started rolling, I will never take a woman's agency away from her. This is where you stop being quote unquote hoe and you become a real man of distinction and who's living a poly lifestyle. Because I'm giving everybody the truth, the whole truth, transparency, and then you get to choose if you want to deal with me or not.
Transparency. I mean, just because you told the truth, don't make it right. I mean, in your aspect, it does, but you get to switch up and swap up, and you touching people, and you doing a lot. Are you strapping up?
Of course.
I'm just asking
and-
the question because,
It doesn't
like,
have to be that
and-
crass
and-
though.
and-
Sometimes
Okay.
it
and just
doesn't.
because you can do something doesn't mean you have to do something.
Sometimes it works and it can be beautiful.
it sounds beautiful. If that's what you're open to, but I feel like it's nice. I've been polycurious, but I think I've been in a poly relationship, and I didn't know I was in a poly relationship. And then some people would call poly
Y'all were
like,
getting cheated on. That's not poly.
that's what I was gonna say.
Y'all were getting cheated on.
That's anybody, I think. We've all been. That's like if I go to the store, like some people buy Tabasco sauce, some people buy cayenne pepper, some people buy Frank's Red Hot. some people buy Louisiana. Like when I eat
Shit on
greens,
everything.
I want the Durkee red Franks on my
Yeah.
greens. Then I want the Louisiana on my chicken. Then I want the Tabasco sauce on my my shrimp.
So you're
And
cheating
then
on
I want the
Frank.
Kanye pepper on my deviled eggs. But so it's like I have options.
Right.
And so poly means that you have options.
Okay, so yes, you do have options, but I don't think it's about the options. I think we focus on that part more than these are legitimate connections that I've made with people, that they add value to my life in a substantial way. And because I don't want to be without them, I can make whatever level of commitment that we agree to with that person.
So is there like a contract?
You can actually have a poly relationship that is completely 100% platonic. You'll never have sex with this person. Could be completely asexual, but y'all's connection is deeper than a friendship. Y'all may cohabitate even, but you don't have sex. That's just not a part of y'all's dynamic. Maybe you're not physically attracted to each other, but every other thing is
poly
attractive.
then if you're not. Because I think the
'Cause-
flesh is
Mentally
weak.
attracted to
It's
each other.
weak.
'Cause-
You have to find something attractive by
I'm
somebody. in order to be able to
sapiosexual,
talk to
so
them.
It's their mind.
I'm sapiosexual, so I can have
You
a
know a lot of
whole
stuff,
relationship.
Bill. You know a lot of stuff.
I'm a very complicated, simple man.
I understand. But I mean, if you're gonna be poly, I want to ask a question.
Mhm.
Since you have your options and you have your pick, and it seems like that you don't want to settle because it's an option for you.
Right.
Are you supposed to be able to take care of the people that you in a poly relationship with? Is that one of the rules that you're supposed to be able to take care of them?
If that's what
You
they
can
require.
financially support them.
Physically, mentally, verbally. I'm just saying, are you supposed? You can have as many. You said it's only between two women, two men, or two men,
It could be
one woman.
No, it could be a whole group. You could have
Poly,
a polycule.
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 I call it
Polycule. That's what it sounds like. So does it mean that you have to be able to take care of them? You can have as many as you like as long as you're able to take care of them.
Like I said earlier, it's really up to what you negotiate. That is just like any other relationship. Some men stay at home in their monogamous marriages and take care of the kids, and their wife goes out and makes all the money.
Yeah.
That's what they negotiated. That's what works for them. There may be a situation. I know there are poly guys who don't have jobs. They sit at home all day and their women go work. Feels like pimping to me, but hey, if they are happy with it, they're happy with it,
So what are your spiritual beliefs? Because I know, I probably have some people on here that's probably going to bring up the spirituality and, knowing that, or them saying that, in the Bible, it says that, it's supposed to be one man, one woman.
You should love your wife like Jesus
right.
Christ loves the church. That was a metaphor. It was not literal, first of all. Secondly, Jesus being a rabbi was more than likely polygamous himself. Rabbis in that time period almost all had multiple wives. As a matter of fact, if Jesus didn't have multiple wives, he probably wouldn't have had a very big following because he would have been considered a weak man or a homosexual.
Should leave Jesus out of that.
I'm just saying. We're talking history. We're talking about the Bible, right? We brought up spirituality. Historically speaking, for Jesus to be a rabbi who had that kind of following, that he would have been recognized in the way that he's portrayed to have been recognized by the Jewish community, he would have been a man who had multiple wives.
Okay.
By nature. That's a sign of status.
Okay.
Yeah, a man with one wife was considered poor at that time.
Yeah, because people in in Africa.
Yeah, Mauritania right now. If you only have one wife in Mauritania, you're broke. Terrible flex.
Wow.
I think I battle with it.
What?
The religious aspects of it.
You do? Why?
Well, I just feel condemnation sometimes.
Is that the people or is that God?
It's not God.
See?
Yeah, I know it's not. I know it's not God. But the thought has crossed my mind.
I really have a hard time believing a cosmic being has any care about who I'm sleeping with. He got a whole universal rule. He's worried about what I did in bed last night.
Yeah.
That seems a little petty.
So you saying that you sacrifice your happiness just based off of what other people think?
I have.
You have.
I don't anymore.
You don't.
I really try hard not to.
That's
and
gross.
if I am, I check myself but I have.
I mean, you know that life is short.
I know. I do.
So, yeah.
I do. I did it more so back then
Okay.
than I do now.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
um, you answered a lot of my questions on here. I'm sitting up here.
I know.
Let's talk about STDs.
Oh God, that's a hard turn.
and a woman's pH balance. Because I think my
The
thing is
pH
that when you're dealing
balance.
with multiple partners,
Yes.
that's a big thing for us. I don't know how big it is for men, but I know for me
It should be big for
Mhm.
everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So since you've been in a poly relationship before, right?
Yeah.
And it was another man
Right.
in a relationship. So were y'all having unprotected sex?
With our wife, yes.
Okay.
We were all fluid bonded, is what they call that.
That
Wow,
word
you
fluid
know
just sounds so like
Not okay.
Well, okay, so
Y'all
what you
licking
do-
on the same thing, and you got different
Sweat.
bacteria in your mouth. He got different bacteria,
So-
and then y'all ski. Oh
so
my
you
God.
so you've never slept with two different men?
Jeez.
You've never slept with
Not at
two?
the same time. No.
No, okay.
That's unacceptable.
keep in mind in the swinger world, we were using
Yeah.
condoms,
Yeah.
so it's different when you're actually in a relationship
Right.
and there's two men, because I
Right.
keep visualizing that, she's penetrated by one, he and did, and then what she have to get up and go to the bathroom and
Clean up or whatever, right?
and then would come back to
That's
the
sloppy seconds.
General.
What did you say?
I'm just curious because now she got to stop, spoil the moment, get up, go get out his stuff,
Okay.
and then she got to come back and get his stuff. She tired. Oh my God.
So generally, for and everybody's situation is different. There are so many kinks out there. So and we don't kink shame because there's a lot of people. There are men who have a fetish where they only want you after you've been used before. There's guys who are into that.
So so in other words,
They don't want you to bathe. They don't want you to.
So they want to come back and stick their penis and knowing they got
Yeah.
already still.
That's a whole fetish.
Wow.
But
so
not mine. For the
Can you
record,
see it?
look at the record camera. Not
I
mine.
can see it.
So
Squish, squish.
That's not-
Fluid.
Lick.
Very fluid.
You have two women, Mr. L. You have two women. And of course, sometimes you might turn over this way. If you guys sleeping in the same bed and you turn over this way, but you're doing a lot.
Okay, so I'm not doing all that.
You're not?
No. First of all, we didn't sleep in the same bed all the time.
I was gonna ask that
So it was
like
never y'all
so who
three
gets
together?
Like it's very seldom.
Oh.
That's rare.
Okay.
And I am completely straight. No shame to anybody who's not. That's cool. Do you live your life? I'm completely straight. Have no entertaining with no other man. There's been times where we were both intimate with her at the same time. It's usually her birthday or something. It's like, where she wanted two guys at the same time. But it was there was no physical contact between me and the other guy.
Well, who gets up and gets the towel?
Whoever's the least tired.
So I mean, she would get up and get the towel.
Almost never.
Okay, because
There's two men laying next
She
to
got
her.
two men. Yeah. So yeah.
I'll be like, hell no, goddamn, somebody else better get up and get that towel.
She leaking too. Oh my God.
She got double in there
Going
too.
on.
Oh God.
Ew, you busy. I'm just shocked. I have a lot of questions. Like,
Hey,
how do you
I'm here
do
for
it?
It's-
What do you take? You take Viagra. Just tell the truth.
No.
Like, to be sexually stimulated, because you have to take care of two women. A lot. It's a dream and a fantasy for a lot of men. But you poly. You do a lot of stuff.
So
And I just want to know, how do you keep up your stamina?
exercise, Kegels. There are male Kegels.
Oh, what
I
is
did
a
not
man?
know that. What's a
How
male
look?
kegel?
You flex the muscles that are responsible for stemming your flow of urine.
So you stop mid flow.
Yeah, and you can do those exercises even if you're not urinating.
So sorry, that's
Fellas, do your
Yeah.
kegels.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Most men,
Please.
especially black people, just don't really know about it. But yeah, it improves your erection, the strength of your erections. It improves your ability to hold your ejaculation. I'm naturally multi-orgasmic, so I was kind of custom built to be poly.
multi-orgasmic. So that means like
I can come and then come again and then come again. And then,
So in order to do that, do you have to stop your orgasms and so that where they're not going to the fullest.
No, it
So
depends on where I'm at in the situation and how aroused I am. If I'm really into it, I can just keep going and come again. It's
Let me check these comments out and see if I got any comments out here because
before I
So
was
how long do you last?
as long as I need to.
I don't believe you.
my,
Ew, you funny. I'm curious.
So what you do is you figure out what it's like anything else in life. You figure out what your strengths and your weaknesses are, and then you play to your strengths. I naturally don't come with a woman on top of me. So I encourage women to ride me because it's kind of an orgasm buffet. Do you take care of yourself as much as you want to up there? When you're done with the ride, I'll get mine later.
Orgasm buffet.
There you go.
There's some good little.
No, when you ride,
you know,
that's it.
one
That's
line.
not when you get up there and ride it.
There you go. There you go.
That's me too.
It's between you and your knees. How
Absolutely.
many orgasms you go get? Between you and your knees.
so tell me a little bit about because I know your dynamic is unique compared to a lot of people.
Right.
Right.
It's very
Tell
freeing.
me something. Some of the misconceptions that you had to deal with or that you faced.
The biggest and most frustrating misconceptions about being in a situation that was polyandrous, where two guys and one woman, especially the poly community,
Mm-hmm.
judgmental people. A lot of people in there judgmental. All the hoteps come for you. Oh, only one king can be in the house. One penis policy, dudes. One of y'all must be a cuck or a cuckold where you enjoy being submissive to another man, or y'all must be bisexual, or somebody's got y'all both beta males, or something. You've known me for quite a while, Tiffany. Ain't nothing about me beta. And that's not even a thing because the anthropology behind betas and alphas is been completely debunked, but people love it because they get to say they're a wolf or whatever.
Right.
It's weird.
So that's the biggest one. Did you have any others?
Bisexuality thing. People kept asking if I was bisexual.
Bisexual is like another new. That's another. I don't know if you would call it a kink or not, but more and more men now are. They're not necessarily coming out to say they're bisexual,
right?
Or they're having bisexual experiences. I guess I could put it like that.
No bisexual experiences here, but once again, don't judge anybody. Hey, live your life, live your truth.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that I look at it like this: as long as you're not hurting anyone,
right?
Do you?
Right.
Do you? And I'm big on transparency, so I think for a lot of that's open to wanting to live a poly. I think, transparency in relationships needs to happen. People, there's a lot of marriages that are happening. People are cheating on each other.
65% divorce rate.
Right.
What's going up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
65, 66%.
Yeah. The COVID ruined marriages.
Really?
Ruined it. Oh, yeah. The divorce rate was about 75 to 80% during COVID because if you work 12 hours a day, you're a truck driver, and all of a sudden you were sitting at home with this chick that you don't really know and you don't really like, but you don't see her that often.
Mm-hmm.
Now you with her all the time.
And not to mention abuse.
Abuse went through the roof. Yeah, spousal abuse was through the roof. Sadly.
Yeah. I think my comments are coming in slow.
Do you need some?
Yes.
Okay. We got
Oh, Larry Besson told me to tell you, hey.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Larry?
so you got Latrice is very active on your
That was my last guest from the last two episodes. That's Latrice. That's to say, hey Latrice. What's up, girl?
Hey Latrice.
Linda said Big L, that's Big L.
You got love.
Learned behavior. I guess when we talk about the pilot.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Definitely learned behavior, socialization.
Yeah, I got him now.
It's a learned behavior.
Absolutely. Monogamy is socialized. You as girls are raised with Barbie dolls, and you're a princess, and then the prince is gonna come and rescue you from the tower, and you'll live happily ever after. There was never another knight that showed up and knocked you down too. In that fantasy, Prince Charming was solo dolo every time.
He had options though. He was probably
Hey,
except for Snow White, them 7 divorces.
Hey, Alexis. You think so?
Except for sleepy.
Oh, can you explain? L?
Dopey.
Somebody will ask, what is BDSM?
That's bondage, sadism, domination, and masochism. Basically, the kinky white people shit that everybody thought was white people shit until recently when black people.
I
got
always
into it.
said that white people started all of this. I mean, no offense to any of my white friends or
You're not offending them because that's not actually true.
what.
Most of this stuff is very black.
What?
We're the original people. When
porn came out, all I saw was white folks. When
That's
I started
because
watching porn when I was little, I saw a number of white
Why
people
is that?
sucking dick.
Because porn is a money-making industry. Almost any technology that comes out, porn is what drives it. When cell phones came out, porn drove it. When DVDs came out, porn drove that to the top. It was the porn industry that makes that money. And anything that makes money, white people are going to try and dominate it. But if you really know our history, we had all that. The Egyptians were into BDSM years and years ago. There was that domination and that being a king or being a pharaoh, that was a power fantasy. That's what the main thing that BDSM is about anyway, is about power exchange and power dynamics. So somebody submitting to you was a sign of love and respect.
Even when a man submitted to a woman, that was a domination.
Absolutely. Cleopatra was a person.
Yeah.
She dominated the fuck out of Marcus Aurelius.
Look, Larry is agreeing with you.
Yeah.
He said we started poly.
Yeah, we did. We started all this. Yeah.
Oh,
we're the original people.
So how many poly relationships have you had?
Oh my God.
He said, oh my God. Is that many?
Well, okay. So before my last marriage, because I have so many different dynamics, I had 2 live-in submissives. I had 2 external slaves. And
get the fuck out of here.
A woman I was, and there was then a primary lady. Then a primary lady that I was dating.
Go back to the slavery thing.
Okay, so
Primary submissive.
in BDSM there are different levels
Right.
of submission. A submissive is somebody who primarily sexually has that need to be submissive to the dominant person in the situation, whereas a slave and master relationship is a little more intense. A slave whereas a submissive may want me to choke her during a session or tie her up. A slave wants me to tell her what to wear today, what time she can eat lunch, how many calories she can have, whatever.
And they was cool with that?
They're not cool with it. They need that. They love that structure. That they don't want to be in control of their lives in that way. And so it's not even only a sexual thing, it's a psychological need for them.
So they glorify narcissism in their life.
No, it's not narcissism.
No.
But they control them, tell them everything to do.
You're asking me
What
to
the
control.
sleep,
That's
what
the
the
kink.
That's their kink.
You're
Okay.
Asking. So the biggest misconception about BDSM is that the dominant is in charge. Absolutely the opposite. The submissive makes all the rules. They set their limits. They set the safe words. They set all the parameters, and then you are able to play in their yard based on the parameters that they've already set.
So it's even more extensive than like the 50 Shades of Grey.
Absolutely. 50 Shades of Grey is a terrible representation of BDSM.
Really?
That was an abusive relationship is what the hell that was.
Somebody said the lady with the big the red lipstick is fine as hell.
Oh, kudos.
Agreed.
She is gorgeous.
I must have missed
Those
that one.
lips.
It's Chris Station.
What y'all can't see is them pants are see-through, and it's,
And the ladies are out too.
the titties are tittying.
I told her that one.
I'll touch them for y'all.
And they are not poly.
Well, there's 2 of them, so
I'm tired of you, L.
I think I got it. It's that plant. That was hilarious. So submissive and slaves are different, but
it's different levels of
it's just different
submission.
levels.
Like, so for instance, one of my slaves liked to be walked on a leash. So if I would walk to the corner store, I'd walk her on a leash and tie her up outside while I went inside and went shopping.
What?
I like that.
Just tie her up outside to a sign or whatever. And then I go get my groceries, come back out.
Wait, you
and
actually
collect her.
did that?
Yeah. One of our rules was you weren't allowed to wear clothes in my house. You're a slave. You don't own anything. You can't have clothes in my house. So you had to strip in the driveway.
Outside in front of people?
Yeah, she's an exhibitionist. She liked it.
Oh, wow.
It was her. Once again, I wasn't in charge. It was her thing.
That was her thing.
She liked that. So I just created the structure in which she could revel in her kink.
So were y'all were living together or not?
Slaves didn't live with me. That's too much work. I don't want to run you all day, every day. I get a phone call. Hey, did you eat this morning? How many calories did you have? Okay, good girl. Now go to work and call me at lunch and let me know what you're eating for lunch.
Wow.
She liked it more than I did.
Kiki says, so folks walking around acting like pets on a leash outside.
What did you tie her up to?
Normally like this. There was a sign out there, like the little handicap sign for the parking spot. Just tie her right there. Right.
So Alexis asked, she said, well, did she have to pee outside?
No.
Okay.
No. She did have to ask permission to use the restroom now.
She wanted it like that.
She wanted it like
you
that.
have slaves now?
No, not right now.
Would you ever do that again?
Probably.
It turned you on?
I like the power dynamic. Yes, it's cool.
So it being a poly, is she wanted you to be her slave? Are you, since the parameters have been set and it's
I would never be a slave. I'd be submissive. I'm a switch, so I would be submissive, but I'm not a slave. That's too much. I don't need that level of structure.
Sounds like a lot of work for you.
So Alexis wants to know how do you find someone that's on your level? Like what do you go to find people like that?
You say you're just like any other thing else. You'll be dating somebody and y'all start getting to know each other and things come up, you know.
But I mean, do they have
do have sites.
They have sites and stuff.
Yeah, you can go to FetLife and go find submissive.
What's the name of it?
FetLife.com.
How you spell that?
FetLife.
FetLife. If you're looking for, and that's just strictly for BDSM.
It's all fetishes.
All fetishes. Even foot.
Whatever you want to do, there's somebody who's into it.
Do you have a foot fetish?
Absolutely
not. Oh, I'll give you my feet.
we might work something out.
Yeah, I will have to kill you.
No. She's clearly not with it.
Well, I would be with it, but I think I'm a selfish person because I would not want to think of what another woman pussy tastes like in my mouth. If you done stuck somebody else and then I'm gonna give you head and I love sucking dick, I'm not about to do that to you because I know you dirty. No,
there's still showers and soap in this universe.
It is, but still, why you want to share? Why you want to share?
Why do I want to share?
Yeah, I feel your aroma. I feel the confidence. And it's not arrogance. I feel confidence.
Thank you.
I think you got a big dick. That's why you act like that. But I really feel like that you confident.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You do a lot. Boy. It's a lot. I feel good talking to you because now I know a lot. Get your arm from around me too. I'm just playing. I never met somebody like you before. I'm so curious, like, to how does it work? Because
you do want to just sit down and have a conversation.
Absolutely. I have questions. Naked. Like, I want to know.
You sitting over there quiet as a goddamn mouse.
She say naked.
Because I'm learning.
I know, but
just
I ain't bringing you on here to learn.
Maybe I should have come a different night.
I brought you on here to talk. So whatever questions you got, you better start asking them.
Go for it.
I don't know.
So have you cheated? Can you in that situation, can you cheat on each other?
Absolutely. The sin is in the deception. So say
it's the lying.
Right. Yeah. It's lying. Yeah. Don't lie to me. Yeah, if you say you're going to the grocery store and you're going to get some dick, you just cheated.
Because we cool with that anyway.
Right.
So why do you have to lie?
Why would you have to lie?
I got you.
Yeah.
But still, if you're in a poly relationship and you say it's between two men and two women or two women and one man, so then they get to go outside and do other stuff also, and then y'all still got to come together.
Still let us know. It's not about permission. It's about acknowledgement, like respect. It's just respect. Why would you not be? If I'm giving you all the freedom,
overthinking.
If I'm giving you all the freedom,
overthinking it.
You're overthinking it because you're looking at it from a
monogamy mind
standpoint. You're looking at it from a monogamous standpoint versus because your mind have to be open and you have to be self. You have to know self.
You have to be more honest
than you are
in a monogamous relationship because
It
I'm
has to be
trusting
in
you.
you.
I'm trusting
So,
you.
L, if we're poly and we're together,
I like how she said, so if we're poly.
and we're together, right? So I'm like, okay, L, so we have me and there you go.
Okay, it's
So we poly.
We probably-
So so me and my other boo, my friend, cause she my boo, we know about each other, right?
Right.
So I'll be like, L, you know what? I'm tired of your dick. Can I go get me some more dick? And you'll be okay with that?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Really?
Tell
Would
me
you
all
say?
about it.
Would you tell me to strap up?
Absolutely.
Would you tell me to suck his dick?
If that's your kink, if you want me to tell you.
So how would I cleanse myself? Because I want to come back to you.
Mouthwash I recommend strongly.
I'm
Mhm.
tired.
Um,
I'm still. I guess I'm still coming from a monogamous standpoint, but
Right.
I just want to know because that's that's CDs. Our bacteria
Right.
are balanced.
right.
Like, because if you my man, well, I don't think we should strap up.
Right.
You my man.
Right. And that's a discussion we have. Are we going to be fluid bonded or not? That's a discussion.
Fluid bonded.
And so we may say, look, I've got XYZ number of women, but only you and I exchange fluids. Or
okay.
or
Mhm.
you know, sister
So you
girl
can
over
put
here.
some parameters. It's just whatever it is.
It's whatever you
It's
discuss.
whatever you decide upon. You got. I mean, that's the point of
And why
having.
are you making me hot? Scoot over.
Oh,
No.
left out over here.
It's this confidence he got going on right now. I like it though.
That's
'Cause
Alexis.
when
Alexis
you-
said they.
when you
Y'all
get
are close.
when you
They
get
look cute
tired,
together too.
but when you get tired, L, say like when you get tired after 4 or 5 years, and you know, because I think a male's flesh is weak. When y'all get tired, I mean, when Polly gets tired, so do you switch up? It's like, baby, I'm tired of you, so I feel like we can't do this no more.
I don't get
Break
tired
up.
of people because I make good
But how-
choices.
so, but
with
you,
people.
okay,
Yeah.
so that goes to her. I mean, well, let me get this shit. Goddamn, I can't even get it out. You done got me all flustered. So, going back to what you were saying when you were talking about your previous experiences,
Right.
right? So, how did those relationships end? I mean, so you were in them. What was
Right.
the breakup, or what? How did y'all just say, okay, well, we're gonna part ways?
So
To her
I
point.
left being polygamous for to get to know my former wife better.
Mhm.
I made a conscious decision that look, she's not poly, but I love her, and I'm not in love with anybody else I'm dealing with right now.
Mhm.
Those were relationships that were good relationships, but I didn't love those people, and I wasn't in love. I wasn't feeling loved, so it was nothing for me to leave those relationships behind. I'm still friends with all of those people. By the way.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it wasn't like there was any type of animosity.
No, because I explicitly let them know y'all are not my girlfriends. Y'all are people I have relationships with, but we're not boyfriend, girlfriends. We
They're
don't have
not
any titles.
exclusive.
We're not
but-
exclusive. Y'all live here. They go on dates with other men. They did their thing, you know. So because the expectations were set properly in up front, there was no hard feelings on the back end when I decided to step away.
So, Alexis asks, "What's the difference?" And I think we touched on this at the beginning, but what's the difference between an open and a poly?
Poly relationship. Open relationships generally are. Open relationships is basically kind of like what we call in the poly world relationship anarchy. You can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to tell me nothing. I want to know where my ladies are. First of all, I love women, like I said. So if you're a woman that's under my auspices, I want to know that you're safe. I want to know who you're out with.
Right.
I want to make sure you're being treated properly every time you go anywhere. If it's not with me, even if it's not with me.
So
that's
the
different.
poly
Right.
side. You actually will have more.
Of a
Seems
commitment.
like you have to care about each other.
Yeah,
not
it's
just
a
sexual.
real relationship,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Right. Open
Yeah.
relationships are kind of like basically like whatever we can do, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me see if I have any other questions on here.
When you join with a new partner, being a poly, when you first get involved, do you go to the doctor and get them checked out?
I get tested every 3 months, and I recommend everybody does at least every 3 months. At the longest.
And then when you first get with them, even though they get tested, because some stuff have a 7-year incubation period, Do you go down on everybody?
No,
Does he? What you asking?
Go
A
down
special
on
kiss.
everybody.
Do you go down on everybody?
not initially, not on everybody.
Not initially, but you do.
Oh, I love eating pussy.
So tell us what are you? Because like you're not into any of it. What is your thing?
Yeah, what's your kink?
No, your kink.
No,
you.
you talking about
Oh.
you.
Your kink. What's your kink?
I don't know. I just like foot massages. I give the best head. I really do. I really
I don't
I
enjoy
think I'm
Tap
that.
pretty
on them
good at it
lips.
too.
I
Yeah.
really
Let's
do. I enjoy myself with that. And I think that's my kink. That's where I get my moisture from.
Oral
It's-
fixation.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do. And then I'm a rider. I like to ride.
Let me scoot back over here.
I know, right?
Nah.
Without Polly. Without Polly. Leave Polly at
Get
home.
my ass back over
Polly
here.
don't want no
Back over here.
So what's your kink, Ebony? You say you're a mother.
I
We
said
are.
my no, I said my
Oh,
mother.
Is she on?
No, I don't. No, I'm not.
Hope that's not the answer to the question.
I like women, but I like men more,
Mm-hmm.
and I am curious about the poly dynamic. I used to want that with Joy.
Yeah, I did.
I did. It was just hard finding that person. It's like meeting the person, and
Yeah.
I've just never come across anyone that I connected with. that
But
way.
you back then, you always got along with everybody. Everybody loved you though.
That don't mean that I
It's compatible.
was that there was something about you that made me want to.
Right.
And then he was just so amazingly nice, and it's just
yeah.
y'all had a really, really good relationship.
Yeah. So I it's just finding the people you're compatible with to do that.
Are you going to pursue it?
If it's for me, it'll come to me.
Are you in a relationship right now?
No, I'm single.
So
If
is the person with the person that you would end up meeting, would they have to be open to poly before you?
they don't have to be. What?
What?
Not. I just keep thinking my mom's watching. I'm sorry. Not
Hi, Ebony's mom.
just open to freedom and open to I enjoy women, but not with every man. That's another misconception. They think that because I'm open that I'm doing that with everyone, and I'm not. You got to be kind of something about you.
Yeah, you're selective.
It's very selective.
That's a good way to
There you
be.
go.
Yeah, very selective. Not everyone. So if I could find it, I would love to have something like that.
It's
But
hard.
it's hard to find. Very hard to find.
So you never been with a woman before?
Not ever.
Really?
I think I used to have a desire, but I think pussy is ugly to me. So I don't think I ever want to try it. I don't even know. I know pussy run the world. Good pussy run the world.
Pussy is an acquired
But
taste, though.
It is, definitely.
But
And
I don't like it
acquire
without a man.
Really? See.
Huh.
I'm not. I don't want I don't want a girlfriend where
Right.
it's just me and her. I want it with.
So you would share, like you want your relationship, you and another woman and the man, like you guys would. I think it would work if y'all shared the bills. You could save a lot of money like that. You build that foundation, and then you could build on top of it.
I don't think I want her in the house with me.
Oh, see,
She's just like me.
She don't gotta be at the house.
Parallel poly.
She's exactly like me.
parallel poly.
Parallel poly.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
exactly like stay
Yeah,
over there.
We're good.
Yeah, that's too close for me. It's like I always say, one pussy all in the house. That's
Yeah.
it.
Got a one pussy policy.
Yeah, one pussy policy.
OPP.
OPP, yes
I
indeed.
like it.
They say you never what you said the cat is ugly.
Well, listen, let me tell you something. My dream catcher is a beautiful bitch. You gotta know this bitch is beautiful. But no, I don't want to see it. I just think I go ahead. I'm sorry.
Question was, you ain't never made a meal that looked gross.
So it tasted good.
Everybody got the aunties who make them
chitlins,
ugly
look,
cakes.
like chitlins.
Everybody got the auntie with them
I
ugly
like-
ass cakes that taste fantastic. Everybody.
I'm tired of
But everyone's pussy don't look alike, and that is
I know,
unfortunate
right?
because you have some women that do have pretty pussies, and some of them not so. You don't think so? You done seen enough of them. Be honest.
Whoa.
Be honest.
Yes.
Did we just call me a hoe again for like the
No.
75th time? This is
No, I'm not. I'm sorry if I did, but I mean,
so
you can be honest and answer that question.
Honestly, I think that all genitals are kind of ugly.
See, I'm not by myself.
All genitals are kind of
I
ugly.
don't think penises. Well, there's some pretty ones too, though.
I've seen nice looking penises.
I've seen some really nice.
I've seen some. I think we had this conversation last week, but anyway,
I'm not gonna frame any pussies and put them on the wall. You know.
Alexa, she said she done seen some scary shit online.
Send me a wallet size, maybe 8x10.
Well, have you ever ran into one that you really didn't like? And that's not something that you want to do. Like it didn't even taste right.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds terrible.
What it tastes like?
You are.
It
happens.
It happens, you know.
But what do you do in that instance? Like go wash up, go douche, baby, or what do you do?
Generally, I would be very kind and be like, "Hey, you know what? Don't feel as fresh as I want to be for you, mama. Let's go get in the shower together. Let's be sexy. Let's go take a shower."
That may not even do because you're still washing the surface. Because to me, whatever
it might be internal.
It's internal.
Could be medical.
Yeah, you know that's why I say that every woman should be comfortable enough with sticking their finger in their pussy and tasting it.
Got to stand behind your own product.
Yeah, you gotta know. You gotta know. I mean, why would you want to surprise somebody?
Right.
You know, and then have them be turned off.
Their first impression is like, no, thank you, baby. You all right.
First impression is a motherfucker, man.
Right.
Do you shave?
I manscape, yes.
Manscape.
Yeah. I love them.
I say, you know, if you want somebody to play in the yard, you keep the grass cut.
I like that.
Clean plate.
I like a clean shave, man.
Too.
If you down there sucking, you don't want no hairs all up in your nose and your mouth.
Can't be like something.
And also makes your dick look bigger.
Spangled Banner.
That's you know what? I'm glad you said that. Say that again. Say that again.
It makes your dick look bigger, fellas.
Shave, yeah.
Free tip, free game.
Shave,
your dick looks bigger if you don't have hair all around it.
The hair be long as damn near half the length of the anyway. But yes. Shave, please shave, guys.
They're starting to do better. I think.
They actually make an Nair for men. I recommend it.
They make a who?
Nair for men.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, Nair for men. Works great.
I thought people was putting magic shave.
Oh God, no. Oh, that shit's harsh. Oh. God.
I like it. Man,
taste their own nut.
Oh,
absolutely not. Ugh. I mean, some dudes do. It's snowballing is a thing. Snowballing is a thing, but not my kink.
You get a kiss before and after.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't care what you do with the nut after it's out of my body. You can spit, swallow. Just don't get back to me.
Oh.
Yeah, because no
backsies.
But to answer your question, or answer her question, some men do eat before and after.
Yeah.
Some men do.
Yeah.
You know.
They do what before and after?
Eat after they've come in the woman.
Why wouldn't they?
Because they don't want to taste their own nut.
Look, Richard said, of course there are nice looking pussies. Now dicks I couldn't say, but I've been told that my dick is kind of handsome. No cap.
Good to know.
That's good to know.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
On your handsome penis.
He must manscape.
Had a pretty penis.
She said he must manscape.
Now, do you have like I've never ran into a poly dick before. Do you have an arm for a dick, or do you have like a normal 6-inch, 5-inch?
I'm happy with what I got. Not ashamed in the gym shower.
Why you gonna put him on the spot like that?
Well, we asking poly questions to have.
That's
to
not
be
a poly question.
Okay,
it's a dick question.
That's a dick question.
It is a dick question. But he's poly. He has to have a lot of stamina. I want to know.
That doesn't mean your
dick big.
I mean, it's big. As long as his dick get hard,
it's bigger than average.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
What do you consider average?
Average is
6.
Average is 5.5 to 6 inches is average.
We had that conversation last week.
Yeah.
Okay. Was Eric here?
Who?
Eric.
Who? Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Crazy E. So I think we're gonna have to wrap things up. I think it's a little bit after 9. I want to first thank my guests for coming out.
Nobody call me a hoe a few more times. Nobody.
I don't think you're
Miss
sexually
Ebony,
liberated.
Miss Ebony, Mr. L, and Miss Selena with the girls.
She got the girls.
She brought the
out.
girls out. Who let the girls out?
Hey.
I appreciate
So
that.
make sure you guys follow, subscribe. And then for those folks that are, let me say this real quick. For those that are watching on Facebook, please go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. If you like the show, please, that'll help with my subscribers. That'll help try to help me get monetized, hopefully, in the next few months. So please go to YouTube as well and subscribe to the channel, like the actual show. And I will see you guys next week, next Wednesday, 8 to 9. Thanks and good night.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Unofficial Sex Therapist. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that you never miss an episode.